Hello, good afternoon. Oh, I'm very bright, aren't I, in there? Good afternoon. I was just sorting out my inks, hoping to be all sorted and ready, but I'm not, because I had a bit of a tidy up in here, and it's well, it's been tidied up, shall we say? So I can't find anything, but we'll get there. We'll find it as we go. So let me just get those up so I can see your lovely comments. Right, I think I'm nearly there. Come on. Come on. There we go. That is just loading. So today we are going to be playing with our monthly make from December, because I know we've not played with that very often at the moment. So we're going to be playing with that, and I've had a bit of an idea. I don't know if it's going to work. I always say that, don't I? But I don't. But yeah, we'll have a bit of play. So we'll get going, shall we? There we go. Right, let's get going. Let's have a play. Ooh, there you go. Still getting used to my buttons. Hi, Christine. So, Mr. Root and Bear have moved everything around for me. So they've changed it all around. It's like, oh, I can't find my plugs, can't find this. I now can't reach one of my light switches. That's okay, we'll work with it today. And I know the bits I need to tweak for tomorrow. Happy New Year to Christine. I hope everyone's had a lovely break over Christmas. I know we have. It's been all board games and movies and things like that. So it's been a lovely quiet one here at Crafty Roo HQ. So I've got a little 6-inch card in front of me. Mine is about 5.5 inch cut down, because there's my base card at 6 inch. So yeah, about 5.5 inch. Hi Michelle. So that's what I've got that cut down to. I've got our lovely circle frames. Ooh, there's all bits everywhere. I don't know what's been going on. And I have just pulled out 2 inks. So I have got Fossilized Amber and Vintage Photo, because I want a bit of a subtle background. Like I say, I've got an idea. If it works, it'll look amazing. If it doesn't, I'm sure we'll make it work somehow. Hi Tina. So let's get going, shall we? I want to do a bit of a just a splodgy background, really. I want to break up this white. So I'm going to put my Fossilized Amber down first. I know it looks a bit of an odd combo, doesn't it, that? But I want that kind of earthy colour to the background. Hi Nicola. So that's what I've gone for. So Fossilized Amber, Vintage Photo. And now I've just realised I'm not sure. Oh, there. She's a good one. She tried to help me by tidying my desk off. Little lady before. And she put everything away. You know, never away, isn't it? So all I've done is just pop some on my desk. Ooh, very yellow. Not quite what I was looking for. Let's see. The fact that we can actually see my desk is a honour at the moment. So we've got that one. And let's just blast that with my heat gun, my very noisy heat gun. I've still not swapped it back. Oops. See if I can grab it. There we go. To make sure this is lovely and dry, so that when we put our next colour on, that's my problem, Nicola, tidying up. Well, I had to tidy up because, like I say, we've had a bit of a move around of stuff. So hopefully my stamps will get a little bit more organised. And Mr. Roo put my new, Bear decided to put my new bar up for the cameras and things, so I had to tidy up. Because they did that, you know, that man, well, in our house, it's that man thing where they go to do a job and whatever's in the way, they just pile. I'm very grateful they came and fixed my bar, though. Can't really complain. Right, I've got a little bit of Vintage Photo. Just like that. Oh, this is a bit darker than I was hoping, but it'll be fine. Looks like I've got some trees or something on here. I'm just gonna, can you see how it's quite dark? Can I just spritz it again? Oh, lightening it up a bit. Okay, it's gone very, very rainy today, hasn't it? You can hear it on the roof, or on the window. Right, so I'm quite liking that. I'm just going to block some of this little bit off. It's looking a bit lined. It looks like I spilled my tea on it, doesn't it? Or my coffee. Quite a nice background, isn't it? It's getting there, I think. So I want to make sure this is lovely and dry. Do a quick bit on the back as well, just in case it's not. It's nice and dry in Liverpool. It's definitely not in Manchester. Definitely not. It's been, to be fair, it's been coming in all afternoon, so. Ooh, that bit's still wet there. Let me just block that bit off. Right. Should be right. Hi, Mum. So, though, to be fair, it started raining just as Bear decided he wanted to go for a train ride. So, it'll get nice and wet doing that, won't it? Means there won't be a queue, I suppose. So, I'm going to grab our vine one. You know I love this one. So, I'm going to pop my vine on there. I'm going to move on my chair because I've gone all squeaky. And I'm just going to grab a stamping block. So let me just take the other stamps off it. Oh, I found the stamp as well. We need that. I'll have to get them back in and oil this chair for me. Right, so I've got our lovely vine. And I want a bit of scrappy paper. That one looks dirty and scrappy, that'll do. So, I don't want to stamp my first generation because I think that's going to be a bit too dark. It might not be, but so I think that's going to be too dark stamped that way. It might not be. So this first one, I'm going to blot it first basically to see how dark it's going to be. I might have got away with it. No, I think any darker than that would be too much, wouldn't it? Turn that around. And then just really faint in the background. Just randomly. There we go. And I think it up again. I'm definitely doing second generation again. You're not going to see much of this anyway once we're done. Just pop that on there. Let's just do another few just down here a bit. Just like that. So it kind of looks like vines all over in the wood, doesn't it? Well, that's what I was going for anyway. Let's get that cleaned up. We will be using this one again. I'll leave that on my stamping block. A bit of a tidy up there because it's oxide and we don't want him to go contaminating our inks in our script. Right, so polyplate time. I think it is indeed. This is the one that went missing. We'll use the other one. It needs a bit of a clean. I think it's been on before. I'll grab this one. See if it wants to fit just. Yeah, make sure it's stuck. Move them to that side. Right, so this one I want to pop. Do it that way. I think I'm going to pop it here, and then, like we say, let's just get this spaced out, shall we? I think I'm going to do me saying this. So I want this towards this side with me saying about there. So it's kind of central to my card. About there. Yeah, I think that might work as a layout. I think. You know what, before we do that though, I forgot we had hope on that stamp set. I think I might have a little bit of hope as well. Oh, it's eased off now, the rain. That won't deter a bear, will it? Right, so I've got my little hope, and I want this really, really faint. So let's move all this out of my way. Might do that in the yellow, and then we're not adding any more colour to it, are we? Yeah. So now I need to decide which way I'm going. Ooh, decision. That way, I think. Make it look. So you can see it's really, really faint. You can barely make it out. But we know it's there. Just make sure it all stays the same way, otherwise, well, your words will be on its head, won't it? There we go. Right, I'm going to stop. Less is more, isn't it? There we go. Right, that'll do. Let me just spritz that down because it was oxide again, wasn't it? Good job, I did my layout. Found me hope. So we've got that bit. Let's get the lid back on there. It's a polyplate time. I've not pulled my colours for this yet, so I have to bear with me while I pull some colours here. So what I want is, we've got this lovely background going on. I want this polyplate to stand out, and I kind of want a bit of a like a sunset almost. So I think I'm going to go orange to red, or orange, red, purple. Maybe orange, red, purple. Decisions. Let's see that way, don't I? So, you know what? I'm going to change my mind completely. I'm going to do it half and half, so we're going to have a bit of a landscape. You can tell I'm evolving this one as we go. So I'm going to need to stick with oxides because I need it to be nice and strong on top of that background. So I want a bit of a dirty green. So peel paint. That'll work. A bit of peel paint and a bit of a, well, let's be inspired by today's sky. A bit of stormy sky, shall we? If I can find it. I can find weathered wood. That might have to do. Maybe, let's see. Nope, that's mowed lawn. Broken China is definitely not a stormy sky, is it? That's pink. Chip sapphire, I think we're going a bit too dark. Come on, where are you hiding? There it is, looking straight at me. There we go, right. So we've got a bit of peel paint and a bit of stormy sky. Oops. Found a box under my table. Right, so there we go. We have got our polyplate ready. So I want to do my bottom half in my green, and my top half in my blue. So we're using oxides, remember, one colour at a time. We don't want to be contaminating our ink pads at all. So I'm going to start off with my bottom first. Oh no, I'm actually going to start off with my top because I've got that pointy bit on my poly plate, which will make it easier to line back up. I'm going to turn it around so it's easy for me to work with. I'm going to grab my Stormy Sky. I'm going to do some brush to get those lovely paint marks, brush strokes even, just like that. Pop that down here. So I wanted it in the middle towards this side, didn't I? Get a real good push, press even. And because we've not spritzed it, we should. There we go. You can see we've kept those beautiful brush strokes. Give that a quick spritz. And then I need to remember it's the bottom bit we're doing now. So let's grab our peel paint. I'm just going to do. Oh, I don't know what's going on in the sky, but we don't want that big green bit in there, do we? Like we've got mouldy sky going on. I'm going to start that again. Nobody wants mouldy sky. Could you imagine if you saw green in the sky? Right, so I'm going to do that again. I'm just going to come across, do my swooshes. Something like that. It's got those lovely brush strokes. And we're just going to line him up. So the reason I did this bit first is because can you see we've got that little knobbly bit at the top, which makes it really easy to line this one up. So I'm just going to come and pop that one down on there. Put it there. And then our bottom should line up neatly. Ooh. Got a bit of a hilly landscape, but it's working. Clean off our poly plate because I think I'm done with that now. And there we go. Don't know why I took that off there. Right, I think before we do anything else, I'm just going to blast that with my heat gun so I know now it is going to be nice and dry. Let me just grab my heat gun, it's on the floor again. I really need to get my other one back because it hooks up onto my shelf nicely. Should be fine. Let's see if I can hook it up this time. Oh no, that's just going to create a landslide. Right, so we've got that there. We're now going to use our vine. And do I want this to pop off the page or not? It's all these decisions, isn't it? I think we might pop this one off the page. Should we stick with our brown? Nope, we're going to pop. So I'm going to go to my black. Hi Sue! And I'm just going to ink him up. You know when you get those, like, it's like spidey senses but crafty senses that you think, I'm not sure about this. Whether it's going to be right. See, part of me wants to put it in brown because then it all links in, but the other part of me thinks black, make it pop. I'm going to go with black. I'm going to stick with my gut. Ignore my crafty senses that are all telling me, oh, you should be going for brown. Let's listen to my crafty senses. I'm going to have to take some of that black off, otherwise if I put brown on top of it, it'll just be a dirty, dirty brown. Oh, chewed up my tissue. There we go. Right, we're going to go with brown. And if it doesn't stand out enough, we can always go to black, can't we? But there's no way of taking the black away. Right, so I've got my, just make sure that's dry-ish, vintage sepia. But any of your browns will do. Is it Rich Cocoa Memento's a really nice deep brown, isn't it? Not quite black, but brown. There we go, I think that's inked up. And we're going to plonk him right on here, right on top. Oh, I didn't ink him properly there. Serves me right for changing my mind 300 times before we start. See where we're going with this now, can't you? So, it's a little bit pale for my liking. That's okay. We'll work with it, we'll see where we end up. The reason I'm mopping this off is I've just, you know, I was saying about mementos, well, I've just noticed new sprout. So I'm going to just ink it up in new sprout. To just give it a sense of green behind it as well. So that one doesn't really need to be inked up that well. So you can see I turned it around so it was nowhere near where I first stamped it. I think I'm a bit too pale, that one, isn't it? Can't really see that one. But I bet pure paint would look quite nice. Let me just see if I can quickly find. It can be one of them, isn't it? I can quickly find. No, I can't. Oh well, I'll find it. Oh, come on, where are you? Fire brick. What's in that pile? I only used new sprout because I sat on my desk looking at me and I thought, oh, I bet that'll look quite nice. Instead of, oops, a daisy. Try and see if there's a pile left on my desk. There isn't. Oh, this tidying up more. Okay. I don't want to use peel. I'm looking for my Distress ink peel paint, only because if I use Distress Oxide, it's going to go over the top of that we've just stamped, and I don't want that. I don't want it to disturb those lines we've already stamped. So, oh, there we go. That one will do. Might be a bit dark, but we'll see. I can't be the only one that can never find a crafting stash. So I've got, instead of peel paint, which is what I was looking for, because you know me, if it's a leaf, it's got to be coloured in peel paint. I've got Rustic Wilderness, which is going to be a little bit darker. So just to make sure it doesn't overpower. Got my trusty blotting pad. Oh, it's going to be very green, but it will work. So let's turn this around so it's nowhere near. Just like that. There we go. Now I've pushed that brown to the back, haven't I? So I do think we'll go with the black over the top. But to be fair, we're doing all our layering, aren't we now? I did say I had an idea, not quite sure where we were going to end up with it. Right. I'm just going to make sure when I turn this, my third and final time, might even be more. there like so. Oh, I've got my fingers trapped. That's the beauty of this reed, isn't it? You just stamp it in different colours and you've built up your layers already. There you go. It's like looking through a looking glass, isn't it? Right, don't need that for a second. Let me grab a little one. And I want a few of these little tiddlers. So I've just grabbed the viney bit and I'm going to go in with my rusted wilderness first. But remember to blot it because it was very dark. If it wasn't, I'll put my teeth back in. If it was peel paint, I wouldn't be blotting it, I don't think. So what I'm trying to do is just build up our little scene that we've got going on here. It's like you're looking through a hedgerow up into that beautiful sky. Well, in our case, our mountain that we've got going on. Put that one in there. And then I'm going to go to my black. I'm going to do exactly the same. But this time, because I'm stamping with my black, it's going to jump off the page. So you are going to be very conscious of if you've got an unattached branch, if that makes sense. Yeah. So just be a little bit careful. You could always grab a post-it note or a little piece of paper. She says, looking on the desk. Yeah. There's never a piece when you want it, is there? So just make sure your branches are not floating off into space, or they've not been cut down or something like that. I don't know whether if I lift it up, can you see I've just got my branches coming from a branch rather than it hanging over the edge. Yeah. Right. I'm just going to grab my little tiddler. Just to add just the odd one in here. You can see, like in here, I've got a big gap, haven't I? So you know what? Let's just whack a little tiddler in there. I'm going to just pop a few here where I hadn't quite. Where it's having a bit of an argument with the distress oxide behind. Actually, that's fine, isn't it? There you go. I inked it, so I'll stamp it. Yeah. Oops. I'll put my tiddle back on there before I lose it. And then I'm just going to grab my charcoal pencil. Now I've had a few questions about this. It's just a cheap one from, I think it was B&M. It came in a pack of 10. No, not these ones, another one. Yeah, they really were just a cheap set of charcoal pencils. You can just use an ordinary HB pencil or a softer one if you've got them in your set. But yeah, nothing special. You can go in and get the really expensive ones, but you know what? These cheaper ones work slightly better. Now, for once, I actually do want a bit of a point on it. So, put that in my tissue. So all I've done is just popped a little bit of a point. There we go. Right. And then I softened it, I know. So all I'm going to do is just add under here. It's a bit wet still. Just coming in around here. I'm only going where there's that black outline. Just adding a little bit in there. You're all being very quiet. I'm trying to think what's on TV this afternoon. Watch some cracking things. We're into that, what's it called? around the world in 80 days at the moment. Little lady has, well, she's hooked. As soon as she saw it in the TV planner, that was it. That was all she wanted to watch over Christmas. This is our new thing to watch. So I've done the outside here. I'm going to do a little bit on the inside up in this top corner as well. And remember, if you wanted it to be perfect, I know I've got the painted one behind me, so I've got little bits sticking out. If you wanted a perfect circle, the mini circle polyplate fits in there as well. Then I wanted to use what came in our monthly make set. Can you see I'm just very slowly building it up. Lift that up. Can you see that little bit of shading in there? Really does make a difference, doesn't it? Right, so there's that bit. Pop that down. Now I'm going to come along and colour in. I actually want quite dark. So I think that one might be a bit too dark. So let's have a bit of a go, shall we? No, actually, that could be the one. Green. I think this one might be too bright then. No, that's the one. Using dark sage. I thought they were all going to fall out on top of me then. And all I'm going to do, I'm not going to bother about those layers that we've put in with the brown and the green. All I'm bothered about is this black layer, this top black layer that we created. You don't even have to do your bestest colouring in, just get some green in those leaves just to like fatten them up. Moving it around. Oops, coloured in a brown one there, never mind. I still wanted to jump to the top of the pile. Oops, keep going around and adding. And then these that we created our little hedgerow from. Could have probably done with just whacking this with a heat gun before I started to colour it in. There we go. Oops. Put the wrong end back on my pen there. That'll never do, will it? So, I think we're quite happy with that. I might just make a bit more of a definition of our hills. I could always add a few little birdies, couldn't I? I'm starting to doodle now. I'm doing it with my pencil, not with my doodle pen. Like big dinosaur birds coming together. Pterodactyls, that's the one, isn't it? Right. So now, we could. I'm going to stamp it and then see where it goes. So we've basically got our background done. Then I just need a scrappy bit of card. Oh no, that's too dirty. Yeah, even the back's not good on that piece. Let me just grab one of my offcuts. You know, sometimes you can get away with it, but that is a bit too dirty. So there you go. Some offcuts. side again. Oh, it's on the stamp block. Been organised and popped it on there. So, do we go? Not asking what that was, it fell off. I think we'll do it like that. Yeah. So we're going to stamp it in black. And it's going to pop anyway because it's not the same colour as our background. Yeah, so you can see already as soon as we add this, that white card is just going to stand out because it's not been toned down with the yellow in the brown. So put that there. Now I'm thinking, do I want to tone it down a bit? No, I'm going to have it standing out. Actually, had a big black mark on that bottom corner, which I didn't want to transfer when I stamped. There we go. Wishing you a lifetime of love, laughs and happiness. There we go. And I always do this, don't I? Let me grab my... That could be what fell off my desk. I think. Probably was actually, to be fair. That could be last. I always forget that one's got 2 settings on it. Okay, so I'm just going to chop this down. Just a little bit more. And then pop that there. And I do think, where's he gone? I'm just going to grab a little bit of that fossilised amber and a little bit of our vintage photo, I think. Just a teeny tiny bit. I've got to be careful now though, because I don't want this to go over my black ink, otherwise it's just going to leave like a chalky finish over the top. Just very gently. Making sure not to touch any of that that's just stamped. There we go, and then we just add a little bit of the brown. Which actually, for vintage photo, it looks very brown. And then, let's tidy my desk as well. That will do. So we've got that. Where's my little tiddler's gone again? There we go. So where's my scrappy piece? Here. A lot of testing, haven't we, with colours today? I think I'm going to come in with my green. Oh, sorry, that was my grumbly tumbly. Oh, and again. A big dinosaur roaring out. Just adding ever so gently around the edge. said gentle. That wasn't very gentle, was it? And then where's my brown gone? Might actually. I'll fill some space in as well. I'm going to add a few little bits of new spruce. Actually, it's a really nice little pale colour, isn't it? There's another layer. It looks like our little scenes coming out of the forest or hill. Oops. And then I'm going to grab my brown again. So we're just layering up those colours we used before. We're not going to go to black though, because if we went to the black, it would be arguing with our saying, wouldn't it? So we just stick to the brown as our top layer. You have loads of fun with these little building stamps, can't you? There we go. I'll put that over there. I'm going to make sure I put that back on my stamp set before I lose it. You know what I'm like with those little stamps. They seem to run off my desk. So we've got our saying, we've got our base card. Oops. I think it needs a nice dark, like brown mat behind it, doesn't it? I think I might put that there or there. I think down towards the bottom. Let me just see if I can find a little piece. Oh, there you go. I've got a little piece for me saying. Don't think I've got one for my background now. Oh, one left. No, that's too small. I've actually got. Oh no, black's not right, is it? No. It needs to be brown. Oh, there we go. So all I'm going to do is see if I can get this through my guillotine, if its mouth's big enough. Might not be. It is. Look at that. It's like it was meant to be. Just want a smallish border around. Hoping I've chopped enough off that. You'd be more organised and grab your bigger guillotine and measure it up, wouldn't you? Okay, see, that works, doesn't it? And then we just want a little piece. Look, perfect size. Like that. A bit teeny tiny border around the edge. Maybe not so teeny tiny. There we go. I'm going to pop that down there. Let's get this laid up, shall we? Somewhere like that. I'll go somewhere like that. I'm not sure if it needs a nice little piece of ribbon or something. We can add that in, can't we? I'm going to pop that on there. Just. Whoops. Would help if I did it so you can see it. Just like that, I think. I don't think it needs anything else, does it? Now I'm wishing I'd actually done that a little bit higher. But I think it still works, doesn't it? I think. So there you go. We have played with our vine stamp. We've done a polyplate in the background. We have what else have we done? We've done distress inks on our background. No we didn't. We did distress oxides, didn't we? And we've done our lovely little saying. We've got just about making out hope in the background as well, using those beautiful colours. So we used fossilised amber and vintage photo for that background, and then we used stormy sky and peel paint for our hill that was meant to be a landscape, but it turned into more of a hillscape. But anyway, there you go. do like that one. I like the extra whatchamacallit that we've got around the bottom. The extra, just noticed some little leaves that I've not coloured in. Never mind. Oh, it sounds like we're being invaded. Hang on. You okay? Right, so that is it from me today. Oh, I'm glad you like that. We're not being invaded. It's the big one. She's camera shy, that one. You gonna come and wave or not? No. That was a definite no. No, Mum. Not a chance. So that is it from me today. I really need to sort the lights out, don't I? I look like a ghost. Anyway, thank you for watching today. Hope you've enjoyed that. I'm not sure when we're back because, well, I'm not sure when the kids' activities go back, so I don't know when Mum Duty will call this week. So keep your eye out on our Facebook page and Instagram for when we'll be live next. So thank you for joining me and on this lovely bank holiday Monday. So enjoy the rest of your week, take care, stay safe, and I will see you again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.